So one of the most important things when it comes to anything in life is being a challenge. Humans are engaged through challenges. Anything that doesn't challenge a human would just stop losing interest. Challenges are what humans need to stay active. Challenges is what humans need to actually stay sane. So Rihanna to me is the perfect example of being a challenge, of not being easily won over. And we're gonna explain to you guys how she does it. What are the strategies that she does unconsciously and also consciously, and how you guys can attain this type of power. And hopefully this can inspire you guys to apply some of the strategies that she applied, because the impression that people have of Rihanna, even though she got, hurt by that dude, Chris Brown, is that she's not easily won over. And the main reason why people believe that is because of her history. And so, as opposed to celebrities who consistently go from relationship to relationship trying to find love, like an example is J-Lo, unfortunately, Hailey Bieber, Selena. Those types of women are considered to be nice girls, women who get played, women who get used. And what tends to happen is that then the next guys that they meet, they'll know that that's the reputation that they have. So the most important thing is for you to have a reputation of being willing to walk away. And Rihanna has walked away from a lot of successful men. She walked away from Drake. Drake got butthurt that she walked away from him. Let's watch a video about Drake being butthurt about this. Watch this, right? Notice this is Drake trying to do the shit that Drake does, his little corny stuff, right? And what I want you guys to notice is why I find it so fascinating, because she pretty much embarrassed him in public, right? And this type of stuff raises her value. This type of stuff shows other men that guys like Drake want her and she doesn't want him. So by being with her, it kind of raises their value, because I'm with someone that Drake couldn't get, right? And the balls for her to do this, because you gotta understand, a lot of nice people would never do this. A lot of nice people don't want to embarrass people in public. But Rihanna seems to have certain boundaries, seems to have an I don't give a fuck attitude. And this type of attitude, when people think about her, they're just going to find it attractive, because they want that type of strength in their kids. Watch.
Entire world.
She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old.
First of all, that saying publicly, again, it makes other men want to fight harder. I can promise you, when ASAP saw this, he was like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the...
What she does, she takes the flattery and she doesn't reject it.
Michael Jackson Vanguard Award for 2016, Rhianna.
Right, watch. And now he's trying to kiss her, do some like ASAP try to do. And she publicly
the way she sidestepped his kiss was just embarrassing. It was at this point that people started to doubt if they could ever be anything more than friends, because it looked
right. And so people saw that she's not easily won over, even a man like Drake, who's been trying to woo her publicly. And notice how he woos her publicly simply because he's tried everything. Now he's trying to flatter her. Now he's breaking rules. Now he's looking like a dumbass in public, all because he's trying to win her over. You got to make people break their own rules for your sake. That's how you know you're doing it right. And what this does is that it increases her reputation. It makes her look like she's not easily won over. And as a result, high value men will try to win her over as well, because she rejected him. And this video is sponsored by The Feminine Woman, my upcoming course. Wait to the end of the video so that you guys can get information about how to order my upcoming course, The Feminine Woman. And this one, if you enjoy how Rihanna is and how she projects that power and how she behaves, this is the type of stuff I'm going to be talking about in my course. Okay, I will literally teach you how to create this effect that Rihanna has, because it's not just dating, the dating aspect of her life that makes her attractive. It's also how she moves around in the world. And these are things that you guys can learn and apply in your life and have that same aura without that fame, so that men will come to you and vie for your attention, and that you could pick the types of guys that you want. All right, so click in the description down below to purchase it, or pre-order it right now, or wait to the end of the video so that I can give you guys more information. All right.
So Rihanna has finally clapped back at Drake for dissing her in his new song, and she has not come to play. Rihanna is known for being super savage on social media, and she unleashed her fury on Drake for dissing her, sending a strong message for him to keep her name and her family out of his mouth.
So that type of stuff shows you that Drake is pretty much butthurt. That's how a lot of players are. When they get butthurt, they start attacking you. They start attacking your character, and they try to ruin your relationship. And what she has shown is that she doesn't go back to guys that she completely breaks up with. Yeah, she had an on and off relationship with Chris Brown, but generally speaking, she's not known to be somebody who's easily played, who's easily manipulated. And the reason why that's so important is because in the 48 Laws of Power, this is one of the most important laws that you have to follow.
Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them.
So that's the first thing. She developed the reputation of someone who's willing to walk away, of somebody who rejects a lot of famous guys, right? And that does matter because Drake is still not over her, and everyone knows that. And that type of aura works in her benefit. Now, the other thing that she does, because your reputation will do the dirty work for you before you even arrive. If they know that you're someone who's not to be messed with, who walks away and learns their lesson from their mistakes, they're going to be a little bit more careful. And this whole time, A$AP Rocky was observing all of this from a distance. He was observing how she was walking away from Drake and how Drake was following her. Drake was chasing her. And also, A$AP Rocky had that same experience. And mind you, these are men who other women want real badly. And for some reason, Rhianna was able to bait them in and hook him in, and especially A$AP. You want to know how she did it? She made it difficult for him. What? There you go.
Rihanna and A$AP were friends for a long time before they took their friendships to the next level. As Rihanna explained, it was an uphill battle for Rocky to become her romantic partner. People don't get out of the friend zone very easily with me, and I certainly took a while to get over how much I know him and how much he knows me, because we also know how much trouble we can land each other in. A$AP Rocky and Rihanna had their
So the first thing is that she let him know that she's not easily won over by not rushing into commitment. The next thing, she was dating other men. And the thing is that when you friend zone someone, they have to watch you be in a relationship and suffer in silence. And you know they like you, right? And so what happens is that it naturally makes the guy jealous. It naturally makes the guy, every girl that he's with, he's going to compare her to Rihanna. And none of the girls are going to match up to Rihanna, not because they're not more beautiful than Rihanna, but simply because Rihanna is the one that's unattainable. The unattainability can sometimes make an average looking woman look way better than a woman who's like a little bit better looking than her. For the simple fact that scarcity is a human quality that we tend to all have. We all value what's scarce. And Rihanna, she's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like there's beautiful women everywhere. But the difference between with the A$AP is that almost every woman is attainable to her except her. And that is how she stood out. She kept him at emotionally distanced. She made it a challenge for him by not rushing into a relationship. And the problem that a lot of people have is that once they meet the perfect person, they rush into commitment real fast. People, the strategy that she did, she put them in the friend zone. You know, this friend zone is really powerful. As a guy, I don't want you guys to be putting guys on friend zone because they're my brothers, right? But generally, it does work. Why? Because it makes the guy self-reflect. It makes the guy think, why does she want him over me? Because she went out with Chris Brown while she was with A$AP. She went out with Drake. So the whole time, A$AP, I could promise you, was asking and feeling insecure as to why doesn't she want me? What do they have that I don't have? And that type of stuff makes the guy like them more because they'll see you as a source of self-esteem. You have hurt his ego. And now he wants more of you. And now you look even more beautiful because other men want a relationship with you. And you're the one that's being a little bit more distant. Other men want exclusivity. And he is seeing other men crash and burn. He is seeing men be unhappy with her, not because she's too needy, but because she's too distant. And like the women who tries to fix the cheater, they were like, I can fix her. Right? You want somebody to try to fix you. You want somebody to try to open your heart up because it's hard to open up. They'll value what's inside, plain and simple. Even that billionaire, right? That billionaire, they were in a private relationship. Nobody knew much about him because she kept it private. So there's always some distance with this woman. It's kind of crazy. And there's a power in distance. There's a power in that emotional unavailability. Most likely she was emotionally unavailable because she loved Chris Brown. But that's the point, is that emotional unavailability is not the fact that you love Chris Brown. It's how that changes your character. It's how that changes the way you look at them, the way you move, the way you communicate how much you appreciate them. It'll have this hint of, you're not that available for me. And so naturally it makes the guy feel more insecure. And this is why this strategy is so powerful. In the 48 Laws of Power, there is strategy number 20 called do not commit to anyone.
It is the fool who always rushes to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause but yourself. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another.
Just like she played ASAP against Drake because ASAP and Drake were really good friends, but I can promise you they don't like each other that much anymore, as much. And that competition makes the guy like you more, right? Not committing to the guy, even if you like them a lot, and making them feel like you're waiting and that you gotta think about it, increases your value tenfold.
Making them pursue you. Part 1.
So that's the first thing, right? Now, the next thing that she does is that she keeps her relationships private, especially in the beginning. And that private aspect offends people, right? You wanted to have a private relationship with me. I understand it because she's Rhianna, right? But the fact that you don't want to show me to the world offends people. And a lot of people, when they like someone, they'll be hesitant to do this because they don't want to offend them. The point is that this actually works. Just notice all of the ways that she does to keep people at a distance. And that is a challenge because now they want to bridge the gap. You're giving them something to work with. You're giving them a goal. You're giving them a summit to climb. And that summit is, I want it to be public. And with ASAP and Rhianna, they were not public for a long time. And people might think that not being able to commit turns men off. It's actually not. Because she, like I said, she has a history of committing to someone. So you got to have at least one relationship, goddamn it, right? But then when you can't commit to somebody else, that just means that people interpret it as them not being good enough because you liked someone in the past. Look what she says. And again, this does work. Like, it really does work, people. I'm not trying to tell you guys to be avoidance, but this works.
Only place that was peaceful for me was the studio.
Do you want to have some kids of your own one day?
One day, I got tons of work to do, honey.
Rihanna couldn't commit to a relationship, although there was one person that she could rely on.
Why not Rihanna? You guys make a cute couple.
A lot of people would say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm not necessarily happy.
Right? So notice he says, I don't know. I don't know. I'll never know. What that means is that he's waiting for her. Always be the one that, it's like when people are making a decision, people are voting, the last one to vote is the one that people pay attention to most. If there's a tie, the last one who's going to vote is the one who's going to have the most power. The last one to decide if you want commitment is the one with the power, is the one with the highest value. I learned this, man. I learned this the hard way, people. I don't give a fuck if people say it's manipulation. I don't give a fuck. Like this, if you break this rule, it always backfires on you. It always backfires.
Happy being single. You know, my personal life is pretty much non-existent, which is not good, not for the long run. I remember just one day, like, thinking, why can't I come to a place where I let somebody in?
And so that Even though it's a real thing, but what I'm trying to help you guys is understanding the soul of it. I'm not trying to make you guys into a bunch of Terminators. What I'm trying to tell you is understand this concept so that you could sprinkle a little bit into your life. Don't put the whole goddamn salt rock.
Why can't I like love? And I would talk to guys and I would like them, and then the minute I start to really like them, it's like
blank, right? And that is seen as a challenge to men. I'm not gonna lie, because she's beautiful and she's hard to hold on to. That's a challenge.
First encounter at the 2012 MTV Video Music Awards when he joined Riri for a performance of Cockiness, a song title Rocky appeared to take literally. He grabbed my ass on stage. That was not part of the rehearsal. I was like, what are you doing? But rather than get upset, she let it go. My manager was like, oh gosh, she must like this guy a little bit. She never let this ish slide. As the relationship evolved, they became more serious as the COVID-19 pandemic began its rampage in March 2020. He became my family in that time. I cooked our food on this little janky grill I bought from Walmart. I still have it too. It works like nobody's business.
And I could promise you throughout that whole time, he wanted to do this with her. But most likely she was the one creating the obstacles. Notice her hesitancy is attractive. A lot of you guys, when you like someone, you're not hesitant. You're like a fucking shark to meet. Like you just go for it. Act like you're hesitant, motherfucker. He's not gonna lose interest. That's just gonna make you look even more interesting in his eyes.
After more than a year of rumors, the Peso artist confirmed in a May interview with GQ that he was dating the Fenty Beauty founder and called her the one.
And I can promise you, the only reason why he finally said it was because she gave him permission to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole keeping it a secret, as long as you don't have a secret, right? As long as you're not in a relationship, that type of stuff makes somebody feel less than. But also, it makes them feel like they worked for it. And that once it becomes public, they feel like they earned something. Because he was willing to deal with it for like a whole year, people. And the reason why she does this is because, one, these are famous men, and she knows she has to be a challenge to them. And one of the challenges is not committing too soon. One of the challenges is not accepting cheating. Just like I think it was with who was it that cheated on her a bunch of times? The last one, obviously Drake, I believe. Yeah. So she was trying to date these guys that would just cheat on her. But the beauty about it is that even though she did get cheated on, at the end of the day, she has a reputation of if she leaves you, it's over. And that coldness, that callousness makes a guy kind of feel scared. It makes a guy be a little bit more on his toes around you. Because if she can embarrass Drake, which is not that hard for doing that dumb thing that he just did, she can embarrass you. And that is an aura, people. That's a callousness that people really don't understand that men like. Men like that type of stuff because it says that it communicates that you have strength. It communicates that you have standards, right? Why? Because these types of guys need some resistance. They need some resistance. And men in general need resistance, especially if they think you're high value. You got to confirm your high value with your initial resistance, right? So Rhianna kept them at a distance, emotionally distance, which makes men want you more. So as a result, you're going to look like you're just not the normal chick that they usually meet, right? So just the initial of taking it slow, of friend zoning them while communicating your interests, right? And not letting the relationship become a full-on relationship until you feel like you're ready, and not going too fast, right? But the key to this is that the guy has to show you complete interest. The guy has to show you that he really wants a relationship. Because with ASAP, the reason why he said that he doesn't know, that he doesn't know whether or not what she wants, and that she had him waiting for so long, what that communicated was that she knew he wanted a relationship and she was hesitant. So it cannot be that you don't know if they want a relationship but you're hesitant. No. This motherfucker has to do something. For this to only work, he has to show clear interest. He cannot be doing no haphazard type of liking where he likes your photo and then disappears. No. Because then you by you trying to make him be consistent, you're doing the opposite. You're doing Hailey Bieber type of shit. You're doing Melissa type of shit. You're the type of, you gotta be like a fucking tyrant where any moment you're waiting for him to fuck up so that you could pull away. But then, most importantly, you need to have the ability to connect with people, to love people. Because you cannot do this and the guy sending you signal, he just wants friends with benefits. This is for women who they know the guy likes them and that you know that things will turn into a relationship. I would advise you to, even though you know it's going to be in a relationship, slow it down. It's going to do you better than bad. It's going to make him value you more. And that's the secret with Rhianna. She doesn't get in the relationship too soon. But also the guys know that she has the potential to love because she was with Chris Brown. So it's not like she's an avoidant, right? Clearly, the fact that you have a history of loving someone means that you have the potential to love. Why don't you love me back? Why are you so hesitant with me and not with him? Those things get to people's heads. And it makes the guy work for you like a child working for his mother's validation. Right? Especially these types of guys. And this video is sponsored by my new course, The Feminine Woman. If you want to apply some of the strategies that Rhianna applies in this video, well, my new course that you could pre-order right now at $69, The Feminine Woman, is a course specifically made to allow you to integrate your femininity into your dating, work, and personal life. It's not just a dating course. It's a course on how to project femininity and masculinity and power as a woman while remaining as a viable woman to date without being too masculine, without scaring them away. So it's hard for me to put into words this course, but as you can see here, these are the things we're going to be talking about in this course: how to embrace your feminine, how to bring femininity into your workplace so that it doesn't corrupt you or get in the way of moving up the ladder, navigating the labyrinth of male and female relationships. So it's about how to keep and maintain relationships with friends, releasing the burden of the past and destroying mental projections, increasing your observational power, which will allow you to become more observant and read people better through your feminine energy. Now, you guys might say, Father Alex, what do you know about being a feminine woman? Well, I don't know what it is to be a woman, but I do know, observing, what is the difference between women who are feminine and get respect and women who are feminine and don't get respect. And there is a big difference. And in this course, I review to you what that is, so that you can almost have your cake and eat it too. And there's a bunch of bonuses. And so you guys can pre-order this course by clicking on the description down below right now. And if you guys don't like it, you guys can get your money back. But, the course has to first come out first, okay? So it's going to be out within a month, but you guys can pre-order it right now.